Hello, so this is going to be a short tutorial on how to make MSIX installers for your Unreal project. To start off, before we get into it, there's a few things that you're going to need. You're going to need the MSIX installer from Microsoft, the Windows SDK that you can download from Microsoft website, and you're going to need a packaging tool similar to the Inno setup compiler that I'm using here. And you're also going to need this text that I'm going to drop into the description below, which basically allows us to create our certificates for signing our installer. To begin with, let's package our project. So this is just a generic top-down project where you can select stuff, do about. From here, Windows, Package Project. I'm going to drop my package project into my builds folder. Unreal's going to package it. I'm also going to bring myself to the Explorer folder. And let's go into the builds folder so that we're ready. The MSIX installer is one of the formats required by Microsoft for publishing to the Microsoft Store. And it's also helpful for packaging to the Xbox as well. And I'm just going to cut this short, then return once it's finished packaging. Okay, so we've got our package project. If I take a look in the folder, we can find it. So in here, yep, we've got our project. The next thing we want to do is create the package installer. So in Inno 3D, if we go into File, New, click Next, we want to give it our name, so my game. We want to give it company name, and then click Next, and we want to check name of the game folder. We can give it a custom files location. Click on Next. Now we want to look for our project. So from here, let's do a quick check. And I'm going to grab my address from here, paste it into here. That'll take us straight to the executable. We now want to add all of the contents for the package game. So from here, I'm going to grab the location again and put this to the side. So from here, let's grab in here, production. Here we go, builds, and we want both the engine and the name of the games folder. We also want to include all of the subfolders that we have here as well. So again, let's grab the other folder. So we've got both of the main folders. We also want to include the manifest files. So we want to select all three of these and then click Next. From here, we don't need to worry about file associations because we're just making a game. We want to include the option for like leaving shortcuts. Click next. Next. This could be up to your discretion. I'm just going to click next. I don't have any registry files that I need to include. You can select your localization that's available. Next. Here we want to give ourselves the location of where we're going to drop the installer file to. So I'm going to copy my address and then let's go into my PC. I'm just going to go into developer, project source, production, builds. I'm not going to worry about going into the Windows folder because I just want to pass the installer through to it. I'm going to give my installer its name. If you have a custom icon, you can select it here and then click next and then finish. Yes. I'm not going to save my script for this one, but it may come in handy for you in the future if you reuse it for the same project. And if I bring this folder back up, you can see that the installer is being created at the moment. And this may take a moment to finish. So I'm going to resume once this is finished. Okay, we have our installer file. Let's take a look at our builds folder. And we've got our game installer. If I double click it, it comes up with the installer. Okay, cool. So the next thing we want to do is I'm going to grab this bit of text here and I'm going to copy it. You want to replace name here with your organization name. So I'm going to put construct and we want to copy. In PowerShell, we want to paste that. Okay, so we've got the thumbprint. Next, I'm going to do the same with this. And I'm going to replace cn name with construct. In PowerShell, we want to paste that again. And we'll now have a certificate in the folder that we selected. So in my case, my certificate is going to be in, if I bring it up, we can now see my certificate right here. Okay, cool. Let's close down PowerShell and the text document and open up MSIX packaging tool. We want to package the application. Package on this computer. It's going to do a little test to make sure everything's ready. Click on next. We now want to find the installer file that we've just made. So I'm just going to head over to the location. And it is going to be in my builds folder. There we go. We want to set a signing preference to PfX. We want to find the certificate that I just made. And in my case, it is going to be in here. I need to set the password. My game We're going to set the name of our game. Publisher name, construct, and you don't need to worry about the accelerator. Now it's going to start running through the installer. So I'm just going to run through that quickly as MSIX packaging tool grabs all of the files and settings required to install our game. I'm not going to let it launch the game. It's now come up. We have our entry point. It has our location of the game. Click on next. We want to move on. Yep. From here, it's going to start packaging the game. We want to click on next. Let's grab the location further over on and package our MSIX to. So I'm going to go into the same location I've been using. Here we go, and then click create. Whilst this is running, I'm actually going to install my certificate. So right click, install PFX, local machine, next, yep. And now my computer should recognize that, hey, I have this certificate. Okay, so MSIX is finished packaging. We can close that. And now if I double click on my game, it now recognizes, hey, we can install this game. It's going to say that it doesn't recognize the certificate at the moment because I haven't restarted the computer, but we're finished. Good luck.